Okay, we're going to pick up where we left off. Brant from tradeguild.blogspot.com. So WFR, I was looking at this negative divergence here in 3C. Um, but, it's got a little bull flag that's formed up over here. You can see there's a ton of insider selling here, so I don't know what the deal is here, if it's going to try to make some kind of a move or something. But on this 5-minute, 3C 5-minute, number one, we get a buy signal on that indicator. And number two, 3C's in a leading divergence over here to the upside. So if you're in WFR, I would urge some caution there. Here's another indicator that I use, or a custom screen that I use. And this is basically a crossover system with a moving average, a 10-day and a 22 in yellow and blue. And then I have a nice formula here for a volume weighted average price, which is really nifty. I have a custom cumulative indicator in blue down here with a 10-day moving average in RSI 14 with the zero line right there. So basically my criteria for a buy would be a crossover of the 10 over that 22. If it's above the VWAP, that's even better. A crossover of this custom cumulative over its moving average, and RSI has to be above 0. So let's take a look at a couple of stocks here and see how this worked out. Here's the Qs, and back in August you can see that we had the crossover here, crossover there, and RSI is above 0, so that's a buy signal. And then it crosses over as a sell signal somewhere up here around 44 in December. Or if the situation is right, you could also use this as a shorting signal. But it's pretty much choppy in here. Using all three of these indicators together kind of helps to alleviate some of this whipsaw action, so you have a higher standard for a buy or a sell. So this is a really cool screen. I like it a lot. Take a look at a couple other ones real quick. Let's use the same stocks we've been looking at, RBY. And on RBY, you can see over here, there's the crossover just a couple days before it ran up. And there it is over that 50-day RSI over 50. So worked pretty nice with RBY. Let's take a look at BPG. And these work on hourly and daily too. There's the move on BPG, just really like a day. Looks like about a day before that big move broke out. Let's take a look at the hourly. You can see we get another nice crossover right in here, crossover there. That's okay. So that was a move that went from 55 cents up to 76 cents. That's a really nice move for a couple days there. And let's take a look at PRW real quick. And we've got it on the hourly here. So you can see over here we get a sell signal or a short signal in here. And that brings us right down until we get this crossover over here. Take a look at the daily on this guy. And what was kind of interesting, I don't know if you can see it very well, but here's a short signal back there. And all these indicators stay in gear right until we get down to this bottom in October. So that's a pretty cool thing. And then let me zoom in a little bit here. And then again, here's that buy signal. Boom, boom, boom. About, the move started a little bit, but that buy signal kicked in right in there. And I'm going to say, let's see what that move was worth from that buy signal, about there. Take it up to that high. It's 150% move, so that's pretty cool, I think. So if you're interested in telechart, be more than happy to share these with you. I have another one here. This is sub-industry basically, and sub-industry is in red, and the relative strength of the stock is in green. And let's take a look at BPG. Sometimes you'll see the sub-industry will lead the stock, as in this case over here, sub-industry really took off, and then BPG took off. You can see over here, sub-industry took off, and BPG took off. So it's a useful screen to compare the stock to its peers, its other competitors in the sub-industry that it's in. I'll show you a couple more real quick. Let's take a look at PRW. Again, you can see as the stock is kind of heading down, the sub-industry takes off, and there's the stock taking off. The sub-industry starts pulling back. There's the stock pulling back. So it works pretty well there. Let's take a look at RBY. And these are all stocks that I'm trading right now, so I'm just pulling them up for that sake. But again, you can see the sub-industry takes off first, and then the stock takes off. So I think it's a really useful tool, and I'll show you how to set that up if you're a telechart user, if you want to get involved in telechart. One other I want to show you was pretty interesting is WFR. And in October, let me just click back to October here. There it is. October, what happened here is this stocks or the sub-industry started making a new high above all these other guys, and the stock really hadn't done that yet. As you can see, it was still heading down, and then the sub-industry just took off, and then pretty much from there WFR followed it. So I think it's a useful tool. It's part of your toolbox of different indicators and whatnot. Let's take a look at see what else do I have for you. This is actually a indicator. I didn't write this one. I picked it up off of the discussion groups at Warden, and they've got all kinds of things. You know, you can write pretty much any indicator you want, but it shows a divergence between TSV 19 and its 42-day moving average positive divergence. So here's positive divergence back in July and August. You can see the nice run that WFR had from there. And it also works on hourly too. Let's take a look at the hourly. You can see these positive divergences in here, the nice little run there. Let's take a look at a couple people follow Thai. I know a lot of people like that. So you can see we had a couple nice divergences there that produced that nice little run. Again, some divergences produced a nice little run. Let's zoom back. Let's see if there's anything back there. I guess that's as far as I'm going to be able to. Oh, there we go. Yeah, so there's some divergences, and look at that run. Let's just measure that one and see what that came out. We can come back all the way to 03 when that first one kicked. Look at that. That's 7,180%. Holy smoke. Wow. Don't you wish you caught that one? So I guess I see why people like Thai. So that's a useful tool, I think, and it works with ETFs as well. Let's take a look at the Qs real quick. And, let me get this on a more even keel. Okay, so there's the Qs, and it picked up on this nice run that the Qs had. So I've got I think one more thing I want to show you, but you know what, I'm going to come back with another video. I don't want to run out of time again. So I'll see you in just a minute.